The question is, the questioner is having some anger. Easy prone to anger, easy to get angry. And that is not only you, everybody who is not meditating is prone to anger. So, anger, and then another thing is stray thoughts, wandering mind, wandering thoughts arise. So, how to do it? How to combat? The short answer is to combat anger, tendency to anger. We have to practice meditation, this mindfulness meditation. Because as we have many times explained here, the Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, Buddha has elaborated how to practice in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. And this introduction of Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Buddha explained the 7 benefits to practice this Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness insight meditation. The first one is Sattana Visuddhiya, to purify the mind of the beings. Why we need to purify the mind? Because mind or non-meditator or the one who is not mindful or absent-minded, the mind is influenced by mental defilements. In Pali we call kilesa. And these kilesas or mental defilements are rooted in 3 main roots of greed or lobha, anger or dosa, and moha or delusion. So, that is why we need to practice this Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness insight meditation to subdue and finally to eradicate from the mind. So that is the meaning of, Buddha said, main object and aims and object of practicing Vipassana Bhavana is to purify the mind. So for a meditator to combat anger or any mental defilement that arise must be taken as meditation object and contemplate on it. So that is the instruction given for all meditators to combat anger or also any other defilement that arise. If you take up as object of meditation and you contemplate on it like angry. Because in the Abhidhamma Buddha said mind's nature is mind can take up only one object at a time. So when you are noting mind is strong, the anger arises in the mind. So the angry mind cannot get into force. It gradually fades away, become less intensity and gradually fade away. If you are used to meditation. But as the saying goes, prevention is better than cure in medical science. So when you are angry, usually one's actions become violent, and at that time it is difficult to be mindful. So the best thing is to set oneself into action before it actually arises. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Only when the occasion arises, then if you started this meditation, then it'll be difficult to quench the anger immediately. So for permanent eradication of anger from one's mind, one must practice this mindfulness meditation of Vipassana Bhavana until one attain the 3rd stage of enlightenment, Anagami path and fruition knowledge, Anagami Metta and Phala. Then dosa is completely eradicated from mind, mental stream, and will never recur one will never be angry and one's samsaric existences. So for complete cure, one must meditate this mindfulness meditation until one achieves the third enlightenment. Prescribed antidote to counteract anger is metta bhavana, that everybody is familiar. Radiating loving kindness meditation. If you start practicing loving kindness meditation, then one can temporarily suppress these anger or dosa. So metta bhavana, Buddha prescribed in two ways. The one we are reciting here is as mentioned in Patipsamhita Magga. Every night we chant Aham Vero Homi Avyapacho Homi. We have the book. You are welcome to take it, to study it. It is better that when you recite, when you radiate loving kindness meditation, you can do, if you are alone and if you are secluded, you can do by verbal recitation. Or if not, you can do mental recitation. But whatever you recite, if you know the meaning of the words, it is more effective. If not, if you can, it is difficult for you to memorize or to understand, you can do yourself, your own, with your own language and understanding. Actually, it is, we are trying to radiate our goodwill or loving kindness towards all beings before you get angry, before the anger arises. If you generate regularly and persistently, then anger will gradually fade away. And the second metta Buddha recommends is in Metta Sutta, the discourse on loving kindness that we recite every Tuesday here. And that book too is available in dining hall. If you need it, you can take in. If possible, you learn by heart and you recite with full understanding of the meaning. And that is how you can do this loving kindness meditation if you want to do it systematically. But if it is difficult for you all to memorize and recite, you can do with your own words. Every living being is afraid of suffering, and everyone wants to be happy. And we want to lead our life peacefully without any problems, complications, and suffering in life. So first you make a wish on yourself, because everybody loves oneself most. So you begin with yourself. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I be able to lead my life peacefully. So you begin with yourself. Then when you can do it persistently and diligently, then you can gradually radiate outwards, first to near and dear ones. Like may my parents be, may my teachers be, or may my families be. Then may my neighbors be, or in work may my associates or colleagues in the work, or may people in the state, may people in this country, and may people gradually, may people the whole world, like that. Buddha said in full body postures, whether you are sitting, walking, standing, or lying down. If you can do that, then you can develop this radiating metta bhavana or loving kindness. Of course, if you do it not just casually, any spiritual practice, we need serious commitment to the practice. especially if you really want effective result. You got to do it seriously. In recitations or in either mentally or verbally, must be done with wholeheartedness, with goodwill. You must radiate loving kindness, not just like parrots singing, but taught to sing and singing. With wholeheartedness, if you can practice, and if, as a preliminary requisite, Buddha even prescribed 11 spiritual qualities to develop to be effective, your meditation to be effective. And this introduction to this metta sutta. Sako ujuja sujuja swajoja samudu anadimani sando sakoja subaroja. What spiritual qualities to develop when you want to have a successful this metta radiation. Sako, you must be able to practice, not just casually or temporarily and off and on. Regularly, devotedly, and persistently. If you do it, it is effective. Sako, ujuja. Then you yourself must be honest. Then sujuja, you must be straightforward, not deceitful. You must be an honest person. Then the fourth spiritual quality Buddha asks you to develop is suvajoja asa, meaning one must be docile. If one is stubborn and hard-headed, one cannot radiate loving kindness. So one must be easily to be admonished. Then this is the fourth quality one has to develop. Then move to the fifth one. One must be a gentle, not a ruffian or a violent one, to curb your anger. Mudu. Then the sixth is anatimani. One must be humble, not too egoistic and selfish. Then one cannot develop loving kindness or metta. So the seventh one is Santo Sakoja. Sako ujuja sujuja swajoja samudu anadimani Santo Sakoja. One must be contented whatever one get in life. Santo Sakoja, Subaroja. One must be easily supported, especially he meant for his sanghas who are meditating loving kindness. If you are fussy in life, fussy about your food, fussy about your clothing, fussy in everything, then your mind cannot be restful and calm to meditate. Sako ujuja sujuja swajoja samudu anadimani Santo Sakoja Subaroja Apaki Joja Sanhoka Odi. Number 9 and 10. Spiritual qualities. Apaki Jo. One must not be busybody, busy with all trivial activities which are fruitless. And the 11th one is Sandendari Yoja. Buddha said one must have sense restraint. As you all know, sense desire or sense craving is like a thirsty person drinking salt water. It can never quench the sense craving by indulging in sense pleasure. So Buddha recommends for one who's bent on achieving spiritual progress, must restrain one's senses, wanting to see these pleasurable sights, pleasurable sound, pleasurable smell, pleasurable taste, and so on. So sense restraint is the 11th spiritual quality Buddha recommend us to develop. And the next quality Buddha recommend is nipakocha, meaning one must be prudent, one must be wise, and one must understand what actions are unwholesome or demeritorious, what actions are meritorious and profitable. So this nipakocha, one must be prudent. Nipakocha. Then the next is one must be modest. If one is too selfish, egoistic, and proud, then one cannot meditate this kind of, because loving kindness or metta is one of the sublime states, what we call Brahmavihara. The uppermost shining beings, they live with these four sublime states of mind. This is a highly spiritual quality, sublime states of mind. Then the 14th quality is kulesananuketo, meaning too much involvement in social activity excessively is not conducive to develop tranquility or concentration. So one must check oneself. And that last one, the 15th one, is even the slightest fault. Abagapo kulesananuketo nacha kota machare kinchi yena venyu pare upavati. Buddha said, even seeing danger and the slightest fault, that kind of spiritual development, if you can develop, then you can easily succeed in this meditation. So it's like idame punya nibbanasa pachayo hotu idame punya nyatina hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo imano punya bhagan Sabha satana tema sadhu sadhu. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be free from suffering. May you all attain eternal peace or nirvana in the shortest possible time.